We came in person.
The comment goes to Eric. I'm just a tech dude.
Okay, but where's the, you have no, we need, thank you, agendas? Yeah. I only saw one in the book though, like it's, oh, that's it?
The agenda online. Because remember,
And, yeah, he sounds.
all it needs to be is one agenda for the
But
public.
he
Never forget that.
texted me and said I'm going.
Having multiple agendas for the public is important.
Okay, well, Bonk should have that privilege, but
Or maybe to figure
I'm
it out
taking a
how they
Snickers, and I don't care, you can tase me if you want, Daniel.
Yeah, I am, but I'm switching.
No, that's a legit thing. That's why I share it. Sometimes I think you just don't remember or forget.
Yeah, but you know what, I don't like that, so I reject that notion.
You reject the earth, Joanne?
No, I reject your shenanigans, Daniel.
I never reject yours.
Yes, you did. What are you talking
I
about?
love your shenanigans.
Okay, I love yours too. I know.
Exactly.
And you know I love you. Yeah.
You better.
You know, but you know I'm here just trying to get into my face. I have to get face. You know, I
No.
have to get ready.
Why don't you talk to us assertively with love
Okay, well I'll work
and
on that.
compassion?
Over to Lara Anderson.
Let's see.
We're just gonna reset your timer on the thing.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay, hi board. So I have a special interesting, I called in a while ago and I was talking about Scientology infiltrating like the neighborhood council boards and things like that. I'm here today because I was cut off by Leonard when I was calling in and I waited so long to talk about what I needed to talk about. I don't know what the problem is when Scientology's brought up. I was a child born and raised in the cult. It's a cult. Born and raised, my parents are still in it. I just got let go from my job because of their constant harassment. I've been protesting to get my father out of the blue building. I live in the Northeast neighborhood, so I have every right to want to be on the neighborhood council board, and I feel I'm gonna be harassed even when I try to join the city board to bring in art, to bring in love and care and true health care. There's Scientologist Janet Willen, for example, is on the CPAPS board. She's a hardcore Scientologist. Scientologists do not believe in mental health care. They do not believe in psychology, psychiatry. They treat people like audit in wheelchairs as degraded beings, okay? That's really low. So my public comment is really short, but I would like to join the board. I want to, but I also want it to be very clear that this is a new generation coming in, and we were I was born in LA, trafficked here to be a part of the cult of Scientology. I've been let go of from my whole family, from everybody. I've done everything in the Scientology's eyes to do it right, and somehow I was still excommunicated, and now I'm being harassed. So we've been protesting Scientology, talking about the child abuse crimes and everything, and now we're talking about the infiltration on the boards. And why? Why is it so hard for somebody like me now who wants to come work for the city and be a part of the board to be so afraid because somebody like Janet or Kirsten Peterson or Kendrick Moxon is infiltrating the city?
Okay.
Please be aware of this.
Thank you. We're gonna go to our next
Excuse
speaker.
me, point of, I think we might be going the same route. Point of information, City Attorney, may we ask which neighborhood council is being referenced in this matter?
Northeast,
East Hollywood.
the East Hollywood, sorry.
What is it?
East Hollywood,
East Hollywood neighborhood council?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Janet Whelan.
No, she's on the CPAP, but
Sorry, she's
that's
on
the
the
one she
CPAP,
wants to
but the-
join.
yeah.
She wants to join the East Hollywood.
I want to join the East Hollywood.
Yes,
Sorry,
yes,
I
and
missed it.
Hollywood,
I
yeah.
would like to join. Look at, you see how
I mean,
Leonard shuts it off.
Of course.
When it's general public comment, it's timed, and we cannot give somebody more
No,
time.
but we appreciate you for asking.
Okay,
I appreciate
Okay,
it.
we're
Because
gonna
Miss
go-
Atkinson,
I
yeah.
just wanted to try to explain, and the city attorney will tell me if I'm wrong or not, but I always want to explain our role as a commission, because I understand the issues of the Scientology and the angst that's been caused in the area. But this board does not take a position on issues that is up to the neighborhood council. Now, the problem is that it appears that maybe the neighborhood council is stacked against you since you can't get on the board. And then it becomes a matter of organization. It becomes a matter of taking over the neighborhood council or being active in the neighborhood council. In other words, we've been getting issues about Scientology for a long, long time, but we don't go into neighborhood council issues, individual neighborhood council issues.
Commissioner Atkinson, we're allowed a brief response.
Okay, well, that was brief.
That is brief. I appreciate it, and it is
Yes, thank you, Ms.
brief, and this
Atkinson.
is the interruptions that I'm
Excuse
talking
me,
about.
excuse me.
Leonard, these are the interruptions.
Excuse me, if you continue to interrupt or disrupt this meeting, I will have to ask you to leave.
Got it. And you too.
Anyway, they know
Thank
I'm
you.
long-winded, but anyway, so.
She said,
you know
"I love
I'm
her."
long too.
I love her.
So anyway, but I will end by just saying that we do not take a position on issues, so when you come to us, we really can't take a position on issues because it is up to the individual neighborhood councils. But I always talk about leadership training and organizing because that's what I've done politically and what I've done in my career is community organizing. And you really have to organize to get people to join the neighborhood council that's not in the neighborhood council already. And that's my point of information, is that we do not take a position, and it is up to your organizing efforts. And I know it's difficult,
Yes.
but that's the issue. And
Yeah.
Thank you for that information, though. That's very good information.
We're just getting off the agenda.
Yeah, well, I wish she was
Do
president.
you have any further general public?
Yeah,
Yes, we
yeah.
do have
you do.
additional-
Oh, God.
Okay, right now we're on multiple.
Okay.
Items would you like to speak on?
Can I just call them out as I get to them? Because I'm like going down the, I don't want to pre-say it. I mean, I'm going to start off with number, I don't have my glasses with me. I'm just going to go along as I will tell you what one I'm on at the moment. If that's okay.
Is that okay?
It's going to have to be, okay.
Who's gonna speak? Go ahead.
I'm sorry, our rule is that,
I'm going to tell you which one I'm on.
okay, go ahead and tell us which of the items you.
I mean, I don't know if I'll get to them all, okay? I want all of them, all of them.
You wish to speak on.
Yes.
Items.
All items. Yes, Mr. Schaefer, stop making it difficult. Thank you. Yes, all items, please. Stop making it difficult. But I'm going to bounce around, okay? So, yes, I want to start with number 8, though. The Neighborhood Council Board Code of Conduct, okay? You guys keep shoving everything down every neighborhood council's throat. So much extra training. They're volunteers. I know they're all aggravated, and here you want to do more. What about your own conduct? Okay, what about, sitting there and calling people, like being harassing about this nonsense? What about that conduct? And also conduct, like, I also want to find out about like how a president of a neighborhood council can also be on the board. Like that should be part of the neighborhood conduct policy, that you have to pick and choose. Either you're on your neighborhood council as a president or you're on the board of commissioners. You should not be allowed to do both because it's a conflict of interest, and that needs to be looked into. Censure and removal. Okay, like there is somebody who's being censored and removed because you guys do not do proper training, and I've talked about this before. And there was someone who was removed because you do not train. And Ms. Atkinson, thank you. Like you're like the friendliest face here, so I appreciate you. But you don't train people how to handle difficult people. Okay, so I'm here being a little difficult. Well, there's people sometimes that are out there in the community and they're going to get a lot more difficult than me, but you give zero training in that at all. And so then people, when they don't know how to handle it properly, because maybe they have a heckler or they have somebody who's, like it's Las Palmas, all right? We all know what happened with Las Palmas. Had that person been properly trained, he would have reacted differently and wouldn't have needed to go through censorship and removal. And I put that at your feet. It's your failure, okay? Because if you do all this training, all right, we're trained with ethics, we're trained with gender and with bias. What about dealing with difficult people or dealing with difficult real life situations that may come up when you're out there serving your community? So that goes on you. Charter Reform Committee, I really believe that you guys need to change and reform the committee to where you cannot serve on both a neighborhood council and this commission. I find it such a conflict of interest, and to me it should be common sense. And, like in the ethics training, you all say if you get a second job or a second position, you have to quit one. So how come Mr. Schaefer doesn't have to quit being the president of his neighborhood council to be here? And then he comes, like, I don't get that. I also want to talk with the Charter Reform Committee. I am standing up for like the different committees, neighborhood councils that wish to be able to speak on things that are beyond the city purview, okay? State laws affect us, okay? County laws may affect us, and to not be able to give an opinion is ridiculous. We could say, they can all say, this is our neighborhood council's opinion. You need to give them a little bit more autonomy to handle their business the way they see fit. And so that's that one. And when it comes to future meetings, I do appreciate that you give this amount of time, and I do appreciate that. Let me go. So I'm going to give you kudos for that. I'm also going to give you kudos for your minutes, because your minutes do, like, I have problems with public, and that's another thing I want to bring to your attention when it comes to minutes and everything, and CSIs. When it comes to public works, okay, neighborhood councils have no warning to be able to speak at neighborhood public works. And there needs to be a way to allow, they can come to do city council because it works its way up through committees, but not with public works. So I see people who, like presidents, come and they say, I have to speak as myself because we didn't get to convene a meeting. You guys really need to focus on that, because there's not enough of this neighborhood councils being able to speak on very important issues. Like, I go to every public works meeting. I've missed 3 in the past year and a half. And, and there's many things that affect different neighborhoods, but you're not really advertising. I wish you guys would advertise public works to the neighborhood councils instead of just city council meetings, and try to make a way to accommodate that so that they can, do both. And I would like to ask, if the city attorney's around, how is Mr. Schaefer allowed to be the president of this commission and the president of a neighborhood council? I have a problem with that. I feel it's an ethical problem, and I want to ask about how is that legal? And so I will concede the rest of my time and wait for public comment. Thank you.
Public comment. Okay, we're going to continue with our in-person attendees. We're going to go to Audit LA.
Thank you. I'm back.
Didn't you use up for 5 minutes?
No, I didn't use my public comment.
I can clarify.
This is general public comment, my 2 minutes, and I know you don't want to hear from me, but that's, and thank you, Ms. Atkinson, for that clarifying information. I remember when I believe you were the president, you're always informative, and I appreciate you. Okay.
Start the timer, Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel.
When they begin.
2 minutes, right? Huh? Okay, ready for me to go? Okay, all right. Now, I was on 2 neighborhood councils recently. Because I am a very adamant protester of Scientology because of my friend here and there's so many people that I became an advocate. Okay, and Scientology does not like that. And before you cut me off topic, I am on topic. I was on 2 neighborhood councils. And one of them is in the area where there is a Scientology. Okay, so I left that one. So, because they were starting to CPRA me. There's not that I care about. There's nothing to hide, but just I saw the harassment starting. So I decided to step down so I can advocate with that board, because you know how you can't advocate when you're on the council. So I stayed with my other one, but now I'm being harassed there as well, and they're starting to harass my council. So I told my president that I am going to step down because I don't want the council harassed. And the city attorneys don't help you because they're like, oh, we're not here to help you. We're here to help the city, which is the neighborhood council. So because of the harassment of Scientology, I no longer feel like I can be on any neighborhood council because they're going to be harassed, because they keep track of everything I do. They come into my building, harass my neighbors, they harass my family, they send investigators to follow me. I guess all of a sudden when I get all these calls for funeral arrangements, and I'm being bullied and harassed. It's like she lost her job. I didn't get kicked off a neighborhood council, but I felt for the sake of my neighborhood councils, I had to step down, and that's not fair. And so I think that I should be able to be on my neighborhood council, okay? And not have to, say, well, I'm going to do this because I don't want you guys harassed. I am already being harassed, but I don't see my neighborhood council needing to be harassed. Scientology is a neighborhood council issue. Thank you.
So we're gonna move over to Henry. Henry, which item would you like to speak on, and how many minutes of the 5 would you like to use?
I'll take all 5 minutes, all agenda items, and I'll walk you through each one.
We're gonna start your time.
Thank you. So, on official commission business, I'm here today to formally submit a ethics violation complaint. Specifically, as I submitted a public records request, I have absolute undeniable proof that definitively shows that the city attorney's office is defrauding and misusing public funds for charging neighborhood councils for the use of any and all teleconferencing platforms to host their virtual meetings. It is the fact that the city does not pay a single penny for
Would you hold his time,
full
please?
use of what's known as the Zoom
We're gonna hold your time.
teleconferencing platform.
We're holding your time, which, excuse me,
Excuse me.
Just muted for a second.
would you tell us which agenda item you are speaking on? And it is a matter within our subject matter jurisdiction.
Okay, you're being muted.
Yes, so I said 11 commission business. So again, as I was stating, it is a fact that the city attorney's office, based on official records I obtained through the city's office, that the neighborhood councils are being forced a fee to use the teleconferencing platform known as Zoom, which the city and all of its agencies definitively, I have proof from the ITA, the Information Technology Agency, that shows that the city in all of its incorporations does not pay a penny for the full use of the Zoom platform. That means chat, that means recording, that means virtual public comment, that means the unlimited amount of speakers that can attend a meeting. That is an absolute fact, and it is also an absolute fact that each and every neighborhood council is being charged a fee to use said virtual platform. That is money that should be and does legally required to be spent on the constituents for purposes like grants, to go back to the community, rather than whoever is pocketing that money on the inside of the city. This commission now has a responsibility to go to the ethics board and report this, and I've reported the records publicly that show that ITA, the Information Technology Agency, definitively stating that the city of Los Angeles and all its incorporated matters does not pay a single penny for the use of the Zoom platform, and that it is available to all city agencies, to which neighborhood councils are one. That needs to be addressed as right now and immediately, and this board has a legal obligation to go follow through with that. I want to follow up on that and talk about item number 6, and there's several parts to it about budgeting and planning. We have right now budget advocates that are struggling for money for the neighborhood councils. Well, I can tell you that when it comes to budgets, one of the things that the neighborhood councils can save on is the virtual public comment platform. And interestingly enough, wouldn't you know it, that the city council as well as its committees also have full access without any sort of cost to that platform, and more specifically, that though city council and its committees are specifically prohibiting particular participants from voicing public comment, an act known as First Amendment prior restraint, where they selectively choose names of individuals of who can and cannot speak on an online roster, that the Information Technology Agency Department has yet again proved its existence, and the fact that it's been captured on video showing council members, presidents, and even the deputy city attorney actually manipulate the roster of people who sign up. I have seen it be done to neighborhood council board members who come to speak in their individual capacity, being deliberately kicked out and not chosen on that roster to speak during the public comment period allotted to the people as stated under the Brown Act. That is a disgrace. That is yet another ethics violation the board has an absolute lawful duty to report and follow up on. Another matter under 6 is the fact that I know for absolute fact the city attorney's office is personally harassing individual neighborhood council board especially at the East Hollywood Neighborhood Council, for speaking out about the atrocious treatment of the city attorney and the mayor conspiring to suppress the entire existence of the neighborhood councils. That is a sheer utter civil harassment. It is a fact that this board should come together and see about filing a CHR or civil harassment suit and workplace prevention harassment suit against the city attorney for this despicable treatment of its members. It is absolutely illegal, criminal, and this board has an obligation to protect its board members, and it's an absolute disgrace on the city attorney's office for doing so, and I'll see you at the general public comment section.
Great job, Henry.
On the agenda of public comment.
Or Joe, go by Joe for sure.
For a public hearing on the
You go by
8th
Joe?
of December of this
Okay.
year, 8:30 a.m. before the Honorable
Or Joy, it doesn't matter,
Choi over at the Riverside County's historic courthouse.
Thank you.
Lawsuit against Riverside County for concealing the death of a Scientologist and colluding with the Riverside County Sheriff's Department.
She's the president of another neighborhood
So
council.
when we talk about some of the issues here and harassment that not only neighborhood council board members are receiving as a result of this advocacy, as well as the people before you, this is real. And in fact, one of the people before you is actually somebody that had firsthand direct knowledge of the last known whereabouts in the personal life of Stacey Grove Meyer, the person whose death is still unknown to this day and died within a Scientology property over at the base. The harassment is real. And when we talk about harassment, we're not just talking about little kiddish, fooling around. They kill people, all right? This is the degree of the seriousness that we're talking about. So when people come to you with these concerns, understand that they're coming here at great concern of their life. This isn't just another political show. This isn't just a circus ring. These are people's lives who are putting themselves right at the forefront because they have a voice, and it's the fucking law. It's the First Amendment right that we have to come here and petition our government. So show some respect, and I want to move on from that point and talk about the CPAD meetings, the Community Police Accountability Board meetings. I want to give a big round of applause to the Central Hollywood Neighborhood Council for having the CPAD meetings be publicly disclosed as they absolutely should be for each and every time. I'm sick and tired of the CPADs trying to circle jerk around the issue of not publicizing their events and having the audacity to do these little secret meetings and cancel them last minute. So everybody else, this board included, should take note of how
Exactly, money.
Thank you. Your speaking time for this item is ended.